Now time for another check of your forecast. We're going to toss it over to Brittany Van Voorhees.
Thanks, Tradisha. So tomorrow is really going to start this consistent, bitterly cold air that we've been talking about for days now. And I think we need to remember and kind of hone in on the fact that it is still the cold air that is the #1 impact. But that cold air will also cause some impacts on the roads, because even if we see a little bit of some kind of precipitation accumulation, it's going to cause major issues just because the ground is so cold. So it's going to be easy to stick. You can see right now we're expecting mostly limited to low impacts here across the Charlotte metro, with the exception of the mountains, but much higher impacts near the coast in the Carolinas, as this is where closer to where the storm track is expected to set up, which means more available moisture. But not something you see every day. Areas well to our south and west, you can see towards southern Louisiana, southern Mississippi, Alabama, and even some middle parts there of Georgia, expecting to see some of those medium impacts. So what can you expect right now? If you live in the Charlotte area, so let's say, I'll show you the map in a second, but I-40 and down south and east, you could see about a trace to an inch of snow. That is going to be maximum accumulation here. We have plenty of cold air, and that cold air is at a deep level. So the warm nose, what we typically deal with when we're talking about the chance to see ice mixing in, not a problem. It will be snow. It's just not going to be a lot of snow. But again, as I mentioned before, even light amounts can create slick spots on the roadways. So this will be especially impactful Tuesday night and into Wednesday morning. So the cold encompasses 4 days from Monday to Thursday, but it is going to be that Tuesday night and into Wednesday morning time frame that we have that chance to see some of that snow. Now, something else I want to point out here, which you might have gotten an alert if you do live across portions of the mountains or the foothills. If you live in Asheville, Watauga, or Avery counties, you might have gotten this alert if you have the WCNC Charlotte mobile app for an extreme cold warning. This was renamed from a previous wind chill warning. That's part of what the National Weather Service has done overall for hazard simplification. But that means wind chills tonight, so Monday morning, 15 degrees below zero possible. That is dangerous no matter how you slice it and dice it. In the foothills, this encompasses Caldwell County, Burke County, as well as Alexander County, 5 degrees below zero. So also very dangerous cold air for those mountain areas. Now, it is not going to see the same impact here in the Charlotte area in terms of not necessarily that cold, but still impactful overall. Look at Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and even Thursday. Every single morning, we're looking at wind chills in the lower teens, if not the single digits. And again, that's especially Wednesday morning. You might be wondering, well, why Wednesday? It's not just the fact that it's prolonged cold, but think about if there's snow on the ground. That helps to release colder air. So here's a look at the snow potentials. We look ahead. You can see a few flakes still possible for the mountains heading through this evening. Here we are Tuesday afternoon. Most areas dry. You kind of blink and you miss it. There's that little bit of moisture. And again, we're expecting low end accumulation. Most of it is out of here by Wednesday morning. So here's the coveted first snowfall forecast from the WCNC Charlotte Weather Impact Team. Again, from about I-40 and down south, a trace to an inch will be possible. Again, folks, it will be snow if it falls, but it is not going to be a lot of accumulation. Those numbers will be higher near the coast, and you can see kind of a few pockets of even higher totals possible near coastal areas near Charleston, as well as toward Morehead City in the Outer Banks of North Carolina. So here's your Guy Roofing 7-day forecast. Again, please remember that the main reason we're keeping you weather aware is because of the cold and prolonged cold at that. We're talking 75 to 85 hours straight of temperatures below freezing. Please make sure you check your pipes, your plants, your people, and your pets, the 4 Ps there. Again, Tuesday night could see some areas of light snow wrapping up by Wednesday morning. We're still bitterly cold on Thursday, and then we will finally start to see some temperature, a slight warming up as we enter the middle part of or the end of next week rather, and into the following weekend.